90-Day Fiancé couple Jenny Slatin and Sumit Singh have made a big move after spending the last 5 years together in India. Sumit was working at a call center when he catfished Jenny from California by pretending to be Michael Jones. For a year, Jenny quickly forgave Sumit when he finally confessed to the truth. Sumit and Jenny's 30-year age gap was not okay for his parents, so they married him off to a woman of their choice. However, Sumit continued dating Jenny long distance until she came to India in The Other Way Season 1. Sumit was born and raised in Delhi. When Jenny moved to India in The Other Way Season 1, Sumit had not told his parents about her decision. He also kept Jenny in the dark about his first marriage. Sumit used to make trips between his accommodation with Jenny and his parents' house until he was finally caught by his in-laws. Once it was decided that he would get divorced from his first wife, Sumit began living with Jenny in a bungalow in the state of Uttar Pradesh, India. Jenny and Sumit lived in a spacious Noah bungalow. What did Jenny and Sumit's house look like? In 90-Day Fiancé's Toe Season 2, fans got a glimpse of Jenny and Sumit's traditional Hindu house blessing ceremony at the Noah house. As part of the ritual, a priest stood at the entrance and guided them through several symbolic customs before they could step into their new home. He poured water into their hands using a leaf and instructed them to wave their hands above their heads. Sumit explained that the ceremony was meant to purify the space and remove negative energy. The blessing involved Sanskrit chants, a flower pot Jenny carried on her head, and even a surprise cow indoors. Jenny and Sumit considered moving to Thailand. Could Jenny and Sumit have started fresh in Thailand? Jenny and Sumit considered relocating to Thailand, with David Toborowski and Annie Swan offering their condo in Jan Beach as a potential home. David Karma, now a real estate agent, showcased the fully furnished one-bedroom unit priced at 2.1 million Thai baht to Jenny and Sumit during a segment on 90-Day Diaries. The condo's proximity to the beach and its foreign ownership status made it an appealing option for the couple, especially given their challenges in India. Despite the enticing music offer, Jenny and Sumit ultimately decided to remain in India, continuing their journey together. Jenny and Sumit have moved in with his parents. Sumit's mother has accepted Jenny as her daughter-in-law. In a surprising turn of events revealed in a January 2024 music episode of 90-Day Diaries, Sumit's mother, Sana, officially accepted Jenny as her daughter-in-law. For years, Sana strongly opposed their relationship. Music even going so far as to threaten to disown Sumit after he secretly married Jenny. However, she changed her stance. The emotional moment touched both Sumit and Jenny. Though some fans remain skeptical about whether this acceptance would lead to lasting peace in the family. In the latest season of 90-Day Diaries, Sumit and Jenny moved into a clean, well-maintained apartment inside a gated community. Though smaller than their old bungalow, it was a more comfortable and secure option. They chose to downsize due to rising rent and the deteriorating condition of their former home. Even so, the new place was still expensive, especially after Sumit lost his restaurant job. On the upside, Jenny and Sumit's mother, Sana, have grown close over the past 15 months. Feeling the pressure, Sumit confided in his mom and asked 65-year-old Jenny to consider working, and Sadhna agreed. When after Sumit suggested that Jenny should start working again, the conversation created tension inside the family. Jenny had already spent years adjusting to life in India, dealing with criticism from strangers, family rejection, cultural differences, and financial struggles. At 65 years old, the idea of returning to work was not something she expected at this stage in her life. However, the rising expenses and Sumit's unstable career situation forced the couple to seriously think about their future. Jenny initially appeared frustrated during the discussion because she believed she had already sacrificed everything for Sumit. She left her comfortable life in California, moved across the world, and spent years fighting for their relationship. Now she felt pressure was once again being placed entirely on her shoulders. Still, viewers noticed that Jenny also understood the reality of their situation. The new apartment inside the gated community may have been cleaner and safer than the old bungalow, but it still came with expensive monthly costs. Sumit losing his restaurant job made things even harder. Fans began wondering whether the couple's peaceful phase was slowly turning into another crisis. Over the years, money problems have repeatedly created stress between Jenny and Sumit. Earlier in their relationship, Sumit struggled financially because of the massive debt connected to his divorce settlement with his first wife. Reports on the show suggested that the divorce process cost his family a significant amount of money, placing enormous pressure on Sumit and his parents. Jenny often worried that Sumit's loyalty to his family would eventually destroy their marriage. Even after getting married, she constantly feared that his parents might convince him to leave her one day. That fear never completely disappeared. What makes their relationship fascinating to viewers is how unpredictable it has always been. Every time it seems like Jenny and Sumit have finally found peace, another obstacle suddenly appears. Sometimes it comes from family pressure, sometimes from financial problems, and sometimes from cultural expectations. Yet somehow, they continue staying together despite everything working against them. Many fans believe the couple has lasted this long because they genuinely care for each other beneath all the chaos. Unlike some reality TV couples who appear focused mainly on fame, Jenny and Sumit often seem emotionally attached in a very real way. Their story has become one of the most recognizable storylines in the entire 90 Day Fiancé franchise because it combines romance, betrayal, culture shock, family drama, and personal sacrifice all at once. Jenny's journey especially shocked viewers because of how dramatically her life changed after meeting Sumit online years ago. At the beginning, she was simply an older American woman searching for companionship on the internet. She probably never imagined she would eventually leave the United States permanently and spend her retirement years navigating life in India. The early catfishing scandal nearly destroyed everything before the relationship even truly started. When Sumit admitted that Michael Jones was fake, many people expected Jenny to walk away immediately. Instead, she forgave him surprisingly fast, which confused many viewers at the time. Some fans even argued that Jenny ignored major red flags because she was deeply emotionally invested already. Others believed Sumit's confession showed genuine remorse and vulnerability. Regardless of public opinion, Jenny chose to continue the relationship, and that decision completely transformed both of their lives forever. Sumit also faced enormous consequences because of the relationship. In traditional Indian households, family expectations often play a huge role in marriage decisions, and his parents strongly disapproved of Jenny from the start because of her age and foreign background. The fact that Jenny was older than Sumit's mother created even more discomfort inside the family. His parents reportedly feared social embarrassment and judgment from relatives and neighbors. That pressure pushed them to arrange his marriage with another woman while he secretly continued talking to Jenny. When viewers later discovered Sumit had hidden his marriage from Jenny, the scandal became one of the biggest shocks in the Other Way history. Jenny looked devastated after learning the truth. Many viewers sympathized with her because she had already uprooted her entire life to move to India, only to discover that Sumit was secretly married. At the same time, some fans criticized Jenny for staying after such a major betrayal. However, Jenny insisted that she loved Sumit deeply and believed their relationship was worth fighting for despite the lies. Eventually, after months of emotional conflict and legal complications, Sumit finalized his divorce and fully committed himself to Jenny. Even then, their problems were far from over. Sumit's parents refused to accept the relationship for years. His mother, Sana, became especially vocal in her opposition. Some of the most emotional scenes in the franchise involve confrontations between Jenny and Sana. There were moments when the tension became so intense that viewers wondered whether the relationship could survive at all. Sana openly questioned how Jenny could fit into their family and repeatedly expressed disappointment in Sumit's decisions. At one point, she even threatened extreme actions if he stayed with Jenny permanently. The emotional pressure affected Sumit deeply because he loved both Jenny and his parents and constantly felt trapped between them. That internal conflict became a central theme of their storyline. Meanwhile, Jenny struggled with loneliness and insecurity while adapting to life in a completely different country. India was very different from the life she knew in California. Simple daily activities became challenges because of language barriers, cultural differences, and unfamiliar customs. Yet over time, Jenny slowly adapted. Fans watched her become more comfortable participating in Indian traditions and family rituals. One memorable example was the Hindu house blessing ceremony shown after they moved into the Uttar Pradesh bungalow. The ceremony fascinated many viewers because it offered a glimpse into traditional customs rarely shown in such detail on reality television. Jenny carefully followed the priest's instructions while participating in rituals designed to cleanse the home spiritually. Even though some moments seemed unfamiliar or awkward for her, she appeared respectful and genuinely willing to embrace Sumit's culture. That willingness likely helped improve her relationship with Sumit's family over time, even if acceptance took years to happen. The bungalow itself became symbolic of a fresh beginning for the couple. Compared to their earlier living situations, the house seemed spacious and peaceful. For a while, fans believed Jenny and Sumit had finally achieved stability after years of emotional turmoil. However, maintaining the property eventually became difficult. Rising rent costs and maintenance problems slowly created new stress behind the scenes. Their financial situation worsened even more after Sumit lost his restaurant job. Losing stable income forced the couple to rethink everything about their lifestyle and future plans. Around that same period, the idea of moving to Thailand entered the conversation. Their friends David Toborowski and Annie Suin believed Thailand could offer Jenny and Sumit a more affordable and relaxing lifestyle. During their appearance on 90 Day Diaries, viewers watched David proudly show them a fully furnished condo near the beach. The apartment looked modern, peaceful, and far less stressful than the challenges they faced in India. For a moment, it genuinely seemed possible that Jenny and Sumit might start a completely new chapter abroad. Fans immediately began debating whether Thailand would actually improve their marriage. Some believed leaving India could reduce family pressure and allow the couple to focus entirely on themselves. Others argued that Sumit would never truly be happy living too far away from his parents and culture. In the end, Jenny and Sumit chose to stay in India despite the tempting offer. That decision surprised many viewers but also reinforced how connected Sumit remained to his home country and family. Ironically, not long after deciding to stay, the relationship with his mother improved dramatically. Sana's eventual acceptance of Jenny became one of the most unexpected twists in their story. After years of anger and emotional confrontations, seeing Sana call Jenny her daughter-in-law shocked longtime fans. The emotional reconciliation changed the family dynamic significantly. Suddenly, scenes that once felt tense and hostile became softer and more hopeful. Jenny herself appeared emotional and relieved during those interactions because she had spent years wanting acceptance from Sumit's family. Even viewers who remained skeptical admitted the change felt surprisingly genuine. Still, some fans questioned whether the peace would truly last forever. The history between Jenny and Sumit's family is extremely complicated, and years of resentment cannot disappear overnight. Small disagreements could easily reopen old wounds if financial or emotional stress continues building inside the household. Now that Jenny and Sumit are living closer to his family again, viewers are paying close attention to every interaction. Some fans worry that too much family involvement could once again create pressure on the marriage. Others believe the family bond may actually strengthen their relationship during difficult times. One thing is certain, Jenny and Sumit continue remaining one of the most talked about couples in the entire franchise because their story constantly evolves in unexpected ways. Even after all these years, audiences still feel invested in what happens next. Their relationship survived catfishing scandals, secret marriages, family rejection, financial problems, cultural clashes, public criticism, and emotional breakdowns. Most couples would likely have separated long ago under that level of pressure. Yet somehow, Jenny and Sumit continue moving forward together, even when the future remains uncertain. Despite finally gaining some acceptance from Sumit's mother, the pressure inside the household continued growing behind closed doors. Jenny quickly realized that living closer to Sumit's family came with new emotional challenges she had not fully expected. While Sana had started treating her more kindly in front of cameras, daily life was still complicated. Jenny sometimes felt like she was constantly being judged for how she cooked, cleaned, dressed, and behaved inside the home. Traditional expectations within Indian families are often very different from American lifestyles, and Jenny occasionally struggled to adapt completely even after spending years in the country. Small misunderstandings slowly began creating tension again. At the same time, Sumit felt trapped in the middle once more. He desperately wanted peace between his wife and his parents, but balancing both sides became emotionally exhausting. Some viewers noticed that Sumit looked increasingly stressed during recent appearances. His job loss only added more pressure to the situation. Without stable income, he began worrying constantly about rent, bills, and long-term security. Jenny received retirement income from the United States, but many fans pointed out that it likely was not enough to comfortably support both of them in the long run, especially with inflation and rising living expenses in India. That financial pressure slowly changed the atmosphere of their relationship. Conversations that once focused on romance and family acceptance started revolving around survival and stability. Jenny's hesitation about working became another sensitive issue. After spending years believing she had reached retirement age, she struggled emotionally with the idea of re-entering the workforce. She also worried about practical problems. Finding employment in a foreign country at 65 years old would not be easy. There were language barriers, visa limitations, and cultural differences to consider. Some fans sympathized deeply with Jenny and argued that Sumit should be the one carrying most of the financial responsibility because she had already sacrificed so much for him. Others believed relationships required teamwork regardless of age and that Jenny should help if possible. The debate quickly spread across social media among 90 Day Fiancé viewers. Meanwhile, Sumit started exploring different career options after losing his restaurant position. Over the years, viewers had seen him work several different jobs, but maintaining stable employment was often difficult because of filming schedules, family drama, and emotional stress. Some fans questioned whether reality television fame had disrupted his ability to build a consistent career path. Others believed the pressure of supporting both Jenny and his parents created impossible expectations for him. During private conversations with friends, Sumit admitted feeling overwhelmed by responsibility. He loved Jenny deeply, but sometimes worried about what their future would look like 10 or 15 years later. The age gap between them continued becoming more noticeable as time passed. While Jenny remained energetic and emotionally committed to the relationship, health concerns naturally became a more serious topic as she entered her mid-60s. Some fans quietly wondered whether Sumit feared becoming a long-time caretaker in the future. Critics of the relationship have raised that concern for years, although Sumit repeatedly insisted that love mattered more to him than age. Jenny also became more emotionally vulnerable recently. After years of fighting to protect their relationship, she finally achieved some level of acceptance from Sumit's family. Yet instead of feeling fully secure, she now worried about financial survival and aging. There were moments when viewers could see exhaustion on her face. Reality television often focuses on dramatic confrontations, but longtime fans noticed a quieter emotional fatigue developing within Jenny lately. She spent years defending her relationship to critics online, strangers in public, and even Sumit's own relatives. Carrying that emotional burden for so long inevitably took a toll. Still, Jenny continued trying to remain positive. She often spoke about wanting a peaceful future with Sumit and enjoying simple moments together without constant conflict. Their smaller apartment inside the gated community wanting a peaceful future with Sumit and enjoying simple moments together without constant conflict. Their smaller apartment inside the gated community reflected that desire for simplicity. Compared to the large bungalow, the new home felt more practical and manageable. The apartment complex also offered additional security and modern amenities that made daily life easier. However, downsizing symbolized more than just a housing change. For many viewers, it represented the reality that Jenny and Sumit were entering a completely different stage of their lives. The excitement and chaos of their early romance had slowly evolved into something more grounded but also more fragile. The couple now faced adult realities involving aging, finances, employment, and family obligations. Those issues can place enormous strain on any marriage, especially one built under such unusual circumstances. Some fans even began speculating about whether the couple would eventually return to the United States permanently. Jenny still has ties to California, and a move back to America could potentially create better financial opportunities. However, Sumit has always appeared hesitant about leaving India forever. His connection to his culture, language, and family remains extremely strong. Earlier discussions about moving to Thailand already revealed how emotionally difficult it would be for him to fully separate from his roots. That cultural attachment continues shaping nearly every major decision in their marriage. Interestingly, Sana's improved relationship with Jenny may actually be one reason the couple chooses to remain in India despite their struggles. For years, Jenny dreamed of being fully accepted by Sumit's mother. Now that it is finally happening, leaving the country might feel emotionally bittersweet. Some fans also believe Sana herself has changed significantly with age. Earlier seasons showed her reacting with intense anger and humiliation regarding the relationship. But over time, she may have realized that Jenny was not leaving and that continuing the conflict only caused pain for everyone involved. Acceptance may have become easier than endless fighting. Even so, not every family member reportedly feels comfortable with the situation. Extended relatives and community members have allegedly continued criticizing the relationship privately. In traditional communities, public perception can carry significant weight, especially when relationships challenge social norms involving age and marriage expectations. Jenny and Sumit have spent years living under that judgment. While reality television brought them fame, it also exposed every painful moment of their relationship to millions of viewers worldwide. That kind of public attention can intensify emotional pressure tremendously. Some viewers admire them for surviving everything together, while others remain convinced the relationship is fundamentally